YONO, lifestyle and banking, dono.
Hello, everyone.
These machines can zoom from 0 to 100 in seconds. These gadgets let you experience the world on your couch. At the core of both is cutting-edge technology, and this is our passion. For the first time in India, experience the finest blend of technology and automobiles in the Tech and Auto Show. Watch it at these times on CNN News 18.
Right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's so good to see all of you. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I am Manav Sinha.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Shreya Dhondial. A very, very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of News 18 to the Tech and Auto Awards 2018. This is India's biggest celebration of technology and automobiles at one place. And tonight, we are celebrating the best of the best.
Our journey began a few years ago online, and before we knew it, the Tech and Auto Show was on air with lakhs of viewers joining us every day. Our team made a promise to deliver nothing but the best, and we have stood by our commitment to our viewers and readers. We dared to do something different, and it could not have been possible without the support from our audience and from those who are present here tonight. We thank you for standing by our side and making this night possible.
Now, in the last 1 year, there have been groundbreaking innovations in the world of technology and automobiles. It's now time to honor those who made a mark and stood out from the rest. The cars, motorcycles, smartphones, laptops, and gadgets that were launched this year have made our lives very exciting, but it has posed a huge challenge for our jury, who you'll be meeting in just a bit. Our winners this evening have been picked after much debate and discussion amongst our jury members, but the deciding vote, ladies and gentlemen, has come from over 2 lakh viewers who logged in to support their favorites.
Yes, so now it is time to place our bets and tighten our seatbelts as we start off with the Tech and Auto Awards 2018. May I request the CEO of Network 18 Digital, Mr. Manish Maheshwari, to come to the stage. A huge round of applause, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So it looks like a full house. So glad to see all of you here. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to Tech and Auto Awards 2018. This award is India's only Technology and Automotive Awards. It is brought to you by News18.com, which is India's premier destination for breaking news. Over the years, technology has redefined mobility and changed our lives. At News18.com, we see technology and automobile as an extension of each other. That is why we bring together the best of our digital coverage on tech and auto in a weekend show that is aired on CNN News 18, which is our flagship English news channel. And we do it every Saturday and Sunday. After the spectacular success of the first edition of the awards last year, we are back with this second edition, where we aim to grow bigger and better as we celebrate the best of technology and automotive innovations in 2018. I want to start by thanking all of you for joining us tonight. Your support and presence here tells us that what we have taken steps over the last 1 to 2 years are in the right direction and highlights the possibilities as News18.com continues on this path. I would also like to thank our chief guest, who's going to join us shortly, Shri Nitin Gadkari, who's the Indian Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Shipping and Water Resources, River Development, and Ganga Rejuvenation. Also, we would have our guest of honor, Shri Manoj Sinha, join us shortly. He is the Minister of State for Communication, Independent Charge. So just to tell you a bit more about the award, and also the people behind it, I think this award would not have been possible without the participation of our esteemed jury members who helped us in finalizing the awardees, and also a dozen plus CXOs from the industry who came forward to support this award. And it is good to see how tech and auto industry is coming together in India. This is a global trend which has taken auto and communication industry by storm. We are proud that News18 is the first destination and first institution to bring this trend to India. Today, a smartphone brings you the car, and we all use Ola, Uber in that sense. And also, Internet of Things is becoming a reality in automobiles. Together, this is changing and revolutionizing the way people commute and communicate, right? So industry is on the cusp of major changes. And as we look at it, there are some major challenges also in front of us. Some of them are around how to help people commute without increasing the carbon footprint. The second is about how to take this cutting-edge technology and make it available to billion-plus Indians so that they can also benefit from this revolution. And finally, how the marriage of technology and automobile can make the world a safer place for everyone and for women. It is also, as we reflect and think about this, the reason why we do this is it's important for us to host these awards to celebrate the hard work and accomplishments of the industry, and also to acknowledge the grit and determination of the people of this industry who work behind the scene to make these things possible. I would like to end by thanking the team that has been behind this award. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to put something like this, to conceptualize an award like this. So my kudos and thanks to the team that is behind it. Before I go, I wanted to introduce our keynote speaker. So we will have a keynote by Mrs. Mamta Chamarthi, who is the Chief Digital Officer of ZF, Frederick Schaffen AG. She is an India-born global leader based in the US. She leads digital transformation of the world's third largest automotive component supplier. And she will be speaking on how convergence of technology will revolutionize mobility in the coming years. So many thanks, and thank you once again for being here to laud the leaders of the industry. Take care.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. It's your turn, please.
Okay.
Come.
Thank you so much. So, very good evening. I'm not used to having anchors and introductions, so apologize for that. A very good evening to you. Maybe a bit louder? More energy? Hi, good evening. Oh, not enough, I would say. It's India, and I've always seen energy no matter where I go in India. So I think a bit louder would be good. And at ZF, we just had a pitch event last week in Hyderabad, and you should have seen the electric energy. So I would like to see the same electricity in the audience, because I don't want to bore you to death. So, good evening? Oh, much better. So, I'm going to talk about digital taking the driver's seat. About 1.3 million lives are lost every year. And the carbon footprint globally continues to grow. And what does that have to do with digital? And that is what I'm going to share with you today. Because increasingly, everything is getting connected, everything is becoming digitalized, and also our mode of transportation is increasingly getting connected and digitalized. And this is what will help us save 1.3 million lives. And this is what will help us reduce the carbon footprint. So before I go into the details,
the world is changing fast. We are witnessing firsthand and with great excitement how our industry is being thrown into turmoil by a number of megatrends. Not only is ZF embracing these changes, we are shaping them in line with a clear strategy which leverages our unique selling proposition according to 4 defined technology fields. We are in the process of shaping the next generation of mobility. And the enabler in all of these fields of action is digitalization. Our own digital transformation is underway. In other words, we are driving digital at top speed, following our master plan and its 4 areas. turning digitalization into a value driver through new products and services. People, materials, machines, and products directly connected with each other. Streamlining business processes by providing information instantly. Making ideas come true in almost no time, and turning our collective imagination into a powerful tool. This is the new age. Digital transformation is here. Be a part of it. Shape it. Be it.
So this is a typical S-curve that in many business schools you're taught. And when you look at this S-curve, industry after industry goes through this. So at the introduction of a new technology, in the automotive industry, it is those top 4: autonomous, connected, shared mobility, and electrification. When these new trends get introduced at the beginning of the curve, many people think that it is only a fad, it will never happen, it's somewhere in the distant future. And there are some startups that get created that start tinkering with this technology. And then when you start moving up this S-curve, and when you're at the early adopter stage, if an incumbent company like ZF wants to do something, it's too late. So when you look at industry after industry, I take an example from the video industry or VCR, video cassette industry. I don't know how many of you know Blockbuster. I think every one of you have heard about Netflix, haven't you? So Blockbuster used to be this nice around-the-corner video cassette store where we would rent video cassettes, me and my family. Every weekend, we would go, we would rent a video, we would bring it home, pop some popcorn, sit together, watch the movie. So that used to be the way we did it. And today, it is about, okay, Google, could you play my favorite movie from Netflix? And Google does it. And better yet, okay, Google, play my favorite movie from Netflix on the living room TV, and it listens to my command, and it plays my favorite movie, and me and my family sit there and enjoy. When you now look at the automotive industry, the Blockbuster video store that I talked about has become bankrupt and exited. The laggard incumbents exit. And Netflix, at one point in time where the CEO said that they would never, ever get into content creation, have pivoted several times, and now are no longer sending CDs to your home, but they are streaming video. And now you look at the automotive industry, who is going to be the Blockbuster, and who is going to be the Netflix in the automotive industry, given the disruptive trends. It is not that, if you look at each one of these trends, autonomous, shared, connected, and electrification, each one of these trends is a huge disruption in itself. But what we are seeing today is the convergence of these trends. The connected and connectivity is becoming an enabler for autonomous or advanced driver assist systems, and it is also becoming a critical enabler of shared mobility. So with the convergence, there is a tsunami of disruption in the automotive industry, and today, we do not even want to call our industry automotive any longer. We call our industry mobility industry. And we are looking and talking about multimodal transportation, no longer just the car or the commercial truck or the bus, but how do these converge in providing you a seamless experience from point A to point B? So by 2035, 24% of the vehicles sold will be self-driving cars. By 2031, artificial intelligence in the cars. Hi. Will outperform humans working in retail. And by 2030, on-demand mobility will be more economical than owning a car. So if you continue looking at these trends, these trends are signals from the market that this S-curve is happening in the automotive and mobility industry. So when you look at this particular slide, and you just take one of the trends, let's take the trend of driverless cars. There is a primary area of impact, and then there is a secondary area of impact, and then further on. So let's start walking through this. Driverless cars. In a driverless car, you don't need caffeine anymore because the car is doing the job for you. So the caffeine consumption and demand for caffeinated drinks, including energy drinks, goes down. Yeah? And the need to stay awake goes down. So the second car ownership also goes down. And with driverless cars, it's an interesting case here. The number of accidents goes down. When the number of accidents goes down, fatalities go down, and the number of organs available in the market, they go down, and black market for organs goes up. So if you're looking at the automotive industry and these macro trends, this is the exponential thinking that you should start thinking about. And why? Here is why. Because to the left are the traditional revenue pools in the automotive industry. The classic components, new car sales, financing, aftermarket. But look at the shifting and emerging profit pools. And those emerging profit pools are from that kind of an exponential thinking that I've explained before. So the battery-operated electric vehicles and AV vehicles components, it starts slowly going up. And what you see is here a negative trend in internal combustion engines and hybrids. So all of this, the shifting revenue pools, is coming from new tech. It's all coming from data. So data and connectivity and on-demand mobility, those are going to be the biggest profit pools globally, not just in India or in US or in Europe, but globally. And when you look at the tech industry, the new tech mobility companies are getting 5 times the investment from venture capitalists than just pure tech companies. So if you're a VC or if you're a startup interested today and have an idea in mobility, really, it is a great time because you get more investment. And if you look at ride sharing, which is the shared mobility, many of the younger generation, I cannot say no one, but many of the younger generation do not want to own a car. And especially in congested cities like Delhi or like Berlin or LA, you can look at city after city. It's the same problem with traffic congestion. Maybe a slight change in how the roads are and massive investments in infrastructure that need to happen. So shared mobility is the answer in many of these situations. So owning a car is much more expensive than sharing a car. And millennials do not want to be committed to a car anymore, and they want to ride share and ride hail. And when it comes to data and electrification, if you look at Tesla, Tesla collects almost a million from a million cars, it's collecting from a million miles, it's collecting data every 10 hours. And then with this accumulated data, there is a race between companies that who can make a self-driving car faster. Because you need to have a lot of testing data, lots of miles that you need to test with different scenarios to make a self-driving car happen. So I've talked about the overall macro trends that are impacting the automotive industry, and now it's about who is ZF and why am I talking about the automotive industry or the mobility industry. ZF is the third largest automotive component supplier, a global supplier. We are present in more than 40 countries, and we provide auto components and the intelligence that goes into advanced driver assist systems as well as automated driving. All of the intelligence to make self-driving cars happen. So when you look at our components, the top two areas, given our breadth of product components, we can make it happen today. Vehicle motion control, because we have axle, we have chassis, we can smoothly take you from point A to point B. And when you look at the lower bottom on the autonomous driving or automated driving, the smoothness of the drive is really important. I do not know how many of you have heard about it, that in an autonomous car, you're prone to nausea because you cannot anticipate the bumps on the road anymore. You're prone to nausea. So the smoother the ride, the better experience a person would have in the autonomous car, because you are no longer in forward seating position. You're sitting in a living room, or maybe it is a conference room that is on wheels. If you take a look to the extreme left, which is integrated safety, when you're no longer in forward-facing position, if you have airbags and seat belts, today they are in fixed position, connected to the B column. In an autonomous car that's shaped like a living room or a conference table this way, you can no longer have fixed airbags connected to the steering wheel or fixed seat belts. These have to be configured, and these have to dynamically adapt. And this is where data that I talked about also plays a pivotal role. You need to understand the position in which the passenger in the car is sitting, and then dynamically adapt your active safety and passive safety systems to the occupants in the car, because the goal is to take a person safely from point A to point B and also enhance the productivity. And better yet, if you look at the bottom left or bottom right, the electromobility. So you're taking a person safely, you're making the person more productive because it's a self-driving car, and then you're making the environment friendly because it's an electric car. And that is what ZF does. We provide components for electrification. We have all of the components for integrated safety, active and passive safety. We do vehicle motion control and also automated driving. And these are the same trends that I keep talking about. But globally, these are the trends that we are seeing. But in India, is it different? That's a question that you all need to answer in the audience. Is India different? By 2021, I've read recently that India is going to be the third largest passenger vehicle market in the world. And India needs to pay serious attention to these macro trends, because today, I think roughly 9%, 6 to 9% of the GDP comes from the automotive market, and the goal for India is to increase it to 12%. So if you look at those shifting revenue pools, and you look at these macro trends, and you look at the talent that's there in the country, you bring these three things together, that is the answer to increasing the share of GDP from the automotive industry. So with digital, and with those macro trends that we are seeing, and with the data that we are collecting, we can not only take, as I said, a person safely, productively, and environment-friendly from point A to point B, but reduce accidents and reduce also the emissions. That is the responsibility that the automotive industry has. To collect, to talk, not just talk about technology trends. This is not just about a coolness factor. It is about 1.3 million lives that get lost every year. And we all owe it to the families of these people that we tap into connectivity as a critical enabler for safety, as well as automated driving, as well as collect the data about efficient green paths, and how do we collect the data from these components to make the ride much more efficient and reduce the carbon footprint and reduce the accidents. So if you look at how in ZF or at ZF we are trying to combine these into those 4 things that I've talked about, it's no longer about individual components like the axle or the transmission or electronics or electrical powertrain, but it is putting these things together into electrified powertrain. And the same thing for vehicle motion control. It is putting these components together, integrating them into a systems offering called vehicle motion control or automated driving or integrated safety. So what does digital and data have to do? Digital and data enable us to go from just individual component offering to offering systems. And all of this is powered by Internet of Things. If you look at a product, which is a mechanical product, initially it is all about adding electronics to make it a smart product. Now you make the smart product a connected product so that you can collect the data. Now you know the condition of the brake pad, and then you can send alerts to the driver saying, hey, your brake pad is wearing out, and your probability of not applying the brakes properly and getting into an accident, it's slowly going up. And here is the closest dealer you could drive your car to and get those brake pads replaced. So that is collecting the condition of the data. And if it is a software update that you could make, then there is a real-time update that you could do over the air to the software in the car, because increasingly the features are becoming more and more software-centric. And so now you've created a smart product system, and then automated driving and electrification is a smart system of systems. So here's how we do at ZF. We have a ZF IoT cloud, and we are going to connect in the future all of our components that are in cars through this IoT cloud and open our components and the data through API and SDK to our customers so that they can start providing applications on top of our components so that we can do fleet intelligence as more and more vehicle ownership goes from personal ownership to shared mobility, and we get into fleets of cars, that we can understand the condition of the fleets, condition of the components in the fleets, and we can do predictive maintenance, over-the-air updates, and manage the assets. And here are some examples of product-related examples connected to IoT, and then process-related examples. It's not just about IoT. Once you collect the data, when you look at a self-driving car, the amount of data you need to collect for the car to become more intelligent is humongous. It's not about just what's happening around the car, in identifying whether it is a pole or a person or a tree. And then now you're collecting the data for the car from point A to point B. And all of this data needs to be put together. That is a lot of data that needs to be processed. That's where artificial intelligence comes into play. Yeah? And this is where the brain, a human brain, needs to be recreated in the car. And slowly we are moving more and more towards that. So those are all the product-related changes that are happening, but the big part of it is culture. It is not just about an R&D team going into a small conference room or a war room, coming up with the data to address the macro trends, but it is democratization of innovation. Putting your employees together with your suppliers, together with your customers, and bringing this dynamic network to democratize innovation is what will help us to address those 4 macro trends that I've talked about. And that is where networking and working in networks is a key part of it. So at ZF, we have come up with a new way of working. We have roughly about 145,000 employees. And we said it's not just enough for our R&D to do the innovation. We'll continue to do that. But we have asked our employees to come up with their ideas, to showcase their ideas. And we, as a leadership team, we act as venture capitalists to invest in their ideas. And you've seen in the video, there was an example of sound AI, where a car not only can now see, but can listen to children playing in the back of the car, or an ambulance approaching, and can suggest to the driver what action could be taken. So if the lane next lane is open to the right, it can also suggest to the driver that they can move to the next lane, or automatically trigger lane change assist, which is an advanced driver assist functionality. So that idea of listening came from an employee, and we invested in that idea, and today we are looking at a multi-million-dollar RFP from a major European OEM. So it's about mindset. As I said, it's about democratizing innovation, but it's about thinking differently. So the 4 macro trends that are impacting the automotive industry are not just impacting the product, but it's changing business models and shifting revenue pools. So you need to think about what kind of culture would I have, and change the practices, and now combine it with the technology, with data, with digitalization, with artificial intelligence, and having more computing at the edge, and then create new digital capabilities so that you can tap into those revenue pools of the future. That is how you can make mechanical systems, intelligent mechanical systems. And that's how digital is taking the driver's seat in the automotive industry. Oh, did I say automotive? In the mobility industry. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that, Mamta. Our chief guest for the evening, Shri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highways, is here. Good evening, sir. Can I please request you to come on stage?
May I also request Mr. Manish Maheshwari to come on stage to give a small token of appreciation to Mr. Nitin Gadkari. A huge round of applause, please.
You to stay on, because our first award of the night is the big one, and we want you to give it away. It's a category that sees the most number of sales in the country, and there's no automaker who doesn't want a slice of this pie. We are talking about the Hatchback of the Year. Here are the nominations.
Maruti Suzuki Swift, Hyundai Santro, Tata Tiago JTP, Datsun Go, Ford Freestyle.
winner is Hyundai Santro.
Thank you, everyone. Mr. Nitin Gadkari, I would request you to stay on stage for one more award, please. Our next category is a unique one, and that is the technology that changed our lives for the better. Here are our nominations.
Umang, Kisan Suvidha, Q-Copy, Study in India, Raksha.
Yes. The winner is Q-Copy.
Mr. Gadkari, can we request you to come and say a few words?
A huge round of applause, please.
My colleague, Mr. Manoj Sinha ji, and all respectable dignitaries. Automobile industry is very important for the country because this is the industry which is going to create a lot of employment potential in the country. At the same time, our export for automobile spare parts and the car is every time is going to increase. As far as Transport Ministry is concerned, we are very much committed for the policy that is import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. We are giving priority for development of biofuels, electric, ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG, and we have a lot of successful experiments. We have just seen the presentation, but the most important thing which is very important where I will request all the automobile industry to diversify towards the public transport system on electricity. In my city in Nagpur, first time, with the cooperation of Railway Ministry, Manoj ji is here, we are going to start broad gauge metro. The capital cost for the metro per kilometer is 350 crores. And in our city, the first time the idea, which was really the new idea, from Wardha to Bhandara, and from Ramtek to Katol, Nagpur is a central place. And now we have the standard gauge metro. 3 stations are nearer to the railway stations. And by which our idea is to use the public transport electricity by using the broad gauge metro. The capital cost is less than 5 crore per kilometer. Because we are using the same tracks, same signal system, same stations. Only we have to manufacture the rolling stock. And already Nagpur Metro, which is a part of Bharat Sarkar and Maharashtra government, we are also planning to make a joint venture with a technologically partner to start the manufacturing of rolling stock near to Nagpur. The second thing is very important where again I will request to automobile manufacturers because the public transport system is the most important thing. In the country we have 52 lakhs kilometer of road length, out of which only 96,000 kilometer was of national highway and 40% of the traffic on national highway. Now we have taken decision to make it from 96,000 kilometer to 1,70,000 kilometer, where we are expecting the 80% traffic on national highway. We are making lot of new express highway. Now we are already completed the ring road of Delhi, which is the axis control express highway, and which is going to save at least 50 to 60% pollution of Delhi. We are also going to start the highway between Delhi to Mumbai. As long as we have completed the land acquisition, we have already given order for Vadodara to Mumbai. This is a green alignment. And we are expecting Delhi to Mumbai distance with only 12 hours. And the road starts from Gurgaon to Jaipur Ring Road, Jaipur Ring Road to Alwar, Savai Madhopur, going to Ratlam, Jhabua, and then going to Vadodara. The most interesting thing is this road is from the backward area of Rajasthan, Haryana, then Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and that is the reason that only we save the 16,000 crores on land acquisition. Because the existing alignment from Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Surat, the land acquisition cost we expecting was 7.5 crores per kilometer. Now it comes to 80 lakhs rupees per kilometer because it is from the backward area and tribal area. So next month we are now in the tender process and we will start this Mumbai, the Gurgaon to Jaipur, first part of it. And already Vadodara to Mumbai, we have already awarded the works more than 44,000 crore, 5 packages. We are making 12 express highways and we are making cement concrete roads. And that is the most beneficial thing for the automobile manufacturer because if the roads are good, I am confident you are getting good business. But at the same time, because of diesel, petrol, we are facing the pollution problem. It is the time for the automobile industry to go for electric, ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG. And I am with confident, I am telling you, this is possible. We have just successfully completed one experiment, taking the SpiceJet from Dehradun to Delhi by using 22% bio-aviation fuel. From Jatropha oil, we make that bio-aviation fuel over Dehradun Petroleum Institute, and that is successfully, the experiment was over. And now the ATC, Bombardier, Airbus, and Boeing, all companies are giving clearance for using of 100% bio-aviation fuel. In our tribal area and forest area, there are a lot of non-edible oilseed is available, and we can make bio-aviation fuel from that. This is the time for the auto industry to invest in it. It is definitely going to be a good future for the country, and it's a good business. At the same time, we are now first generation ethanol, second generation ethanol, third generation ethanol, ethanol from bagasse, biomass. Then from molasses is already there. Now it is B-heavy molasses is there. The 6% sugar convert into molasses. And now we can make ethanol from corn. Presently, our ethanol economy is of 11,000 crore. We have a potential that we can make it of 2 lakh crores. Even we can make ethanol from segregated municipal waste. So these are the future. We are electric surplus, coal surplus. Electric is our ultimate fuel is electricity is the important thing for us. And now it is the time for the manufacturer, automobile manufacturer to change their mindset up and giving priority for alternative fuel, electric and other things. Regarding public transport also, it is very important for the country. Without public transport, it is difficult. Presently, we have a lot of good export for cars. I am also Minister for Ports. From the Mumbai port, we have just exported more than 3 lakhs cars. Even from in Tuticorin, it will be next year, this year it will be more than 5 lakhs. So there is a good export and which is really good for our economy. Our automobile spare part also export is very good, creating good employment potential. And this is the industry where I appreciate all of you that this industry is giving maximum employment potential in the country. But just 1 month before, we have signed the agreement with the Doffelmayer from Austria. And that is the 60% of share in the world is from Doffelmayer regarding the cable car, ropeway, funicular railway. And they have a fantastic idea, double-decker bus in the air. They can run with a capacity of 250 people. They are doing experiment in Philippines. So now Dholakot to Manesar, we are going to start this, and as far as the capacity is concerned, it is as long as same with the metro. but the capital cost is equal to 50 crore rupees per kilometer. So for the big city like Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, metro is good. But the second tier cities, we have to go for public transport electricity by using cable car, ropeway, vernacular railway. We are already planning for starting new projects in Uttarakhand, Himachal, Kashmir, Arunachal, Northeast. Lot of potential is there. So already the automobile industry performance is very good. And one of our policies now, it is we want to take the decision, but there are some delay on the basis of that policy, that is a car scrapping policy, commercial vehicle scrapping policy, where idea is in the port area, by 18 meter of dropped, all the waste from the abroad, we can take it onto the port and convert that waste spare parts into using for the new vehicle, where we can reduce the cost for the vehicle. And I am confident that within 5 years, India will become the first automobile manufacture hub in the world, because our labor cost is less. IT, already we have a lot of potential with IT engineers. All brands in the world are all present in India. And the manufacturing in India is very easy because the production cost is less as compared with the other part of the world. So there is a huge potential for export, and government is constantly supporting this industry. But we need new innovation, new technology, new research. I always feel that the innovation, entrepreneurship, technology, science and technology and research is the future. We name it as a knowledge. And conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future for the country. So there, the more research work we are expecting from the automobile industry regarding the manufacturing, regarding the fuel, regarding the now hydrogen cell, a lot of things are developing in the country. And I feel that even lithium-ion battery now, a lot of people are now planning to start the production. A lot of people are in this business. Electric bus is not a dream now. The Maharashtra government is going to order for 1,000 electric buses. So now the electric buses are also available. Electric car is also very important for the country. And it is import substitute, cost-effective, pollution-free and indigenous. So somewhere the people who are already successfully having good business, their mind setup is not ready to change their original business. It is difficult for them to accept the new ideas, new innovation, because the original, whatever the business there, it is established and they are getting good turnover. But I'm giving a cautious, not warning, but the information to you, that world is changing, India is changing. People, they want new alternative, new innovations, new solutions. And it is the time for you to, have to change your approach for new technology, new innovations, new alternative fuels. This is going to pay you more. And government is constantly concentrating on it. Once upon a time when I start this subject, the automobile industry was 100% not ready to accept all these new changes. But today, in a year, now everyone is on now, we have on the electric car, electric buses. When I taken a decision for making a Euro 6 norms mandatory from 1st April 2020, there is a lot of hesitation in the mind of the people, particularly the Indian manufacturers, not happy with it. But now, many companies are ready with the same fuel which we are using with the Euro 6 emission norms. Pollution is also a big problem. And it is not good for me to tell you, but the government priorities, the first priority is to waterways, second priority to railway, third priority to road, and fourth priority to aviation. But the aviation is now also, there is a good competition and ticket rates are very reasonably good. So competition is there, and competition is going to give the benefit to the common consumers. So it is also welcome. As per the driverless car, you are absolutely correct, but I have a hesitation. We have decided not to allow driverless car in India. Because, I am sorry, because presently we have 30 lakhs people who are giving employment. And in our economy, the most important thing is that how we can create more employment potential. Our country's population is very high. The country like where the population is very less, it can be a good idea for them. But still, I am open-minded. If anyone convince me, I am ready to discuss on this subject. But regarding this industry, our basic interest is to create more employment potential. And by using new technology, new innovation, and new research, our country will be #1 in the world. I am confident about it. And today, the way in which the quality norms, the emission norms, in which the automobile industry is taking preventive measures, and their development and their research, really I appreciate that. And I feel that it's a good future for this industry. This is one of the industry having every time increasing their turnover. I'm really given my thanks to the winner for their excellent jobs. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Mr. Gadkari. It's always good to have you on the show. Thank you very much. May I now please call upon stage our guest of honor, Minister of Communications, Shri Manoj Sinha, to come up on stage and accept a token of our appreciation from Network 18. Manish, could you come up as well? And Mamta Chamarthi, if you could be with us as well.
Huge round of applause, everybody, please. Thank you, everyone. I will now request Shri Manoj Sinha to take the podium as he will be speaking on Internet of People, Unleashing the Power of Connected India. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
मंत्रिमंडल के वरिष्ठ मंत्री आदरणीय श्री नितिन गडकरी जी, सभागार में उपस्थित सभी विशिष्टजन एवं मित्रों, मैं आभारी हूं आप सबका, आयोजकों का, जिन्होंने इस समारोह में मुझे उपस्थित होने का अवसर दिया है। इंटरनेट ऑफ पीपुल डेमोक्रेसी में की परिभाषा हमारे संविधान में है कि इट इज़ अ गवर्नमेंट फॉर द पीपुल, ऑफ द पीपुल एंड बाय द पीपुल। तो मुझे लगता है कि बाय द पीपुल हटा दें तो इंटरनेट ऑफ पीपुल भी जो है फॉर द पीपुल एंड ऑफ द पीपुल। ये ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी पर ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म उपलब्ध कराती है जहां किसी एक सर्विस प्रोवाइडर के पास न तो स्टोर किया जा सकता है और न उसका इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है। और मुझे लगता है कि ये भविष्य की टेक्नोलॉजी अभी हमारे देश में उस पर काम नहीं हुआ है। बीच में कोई मिडिल मैन नहीं है। कोई भी आप ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन करना चाहते हैं, चाहे वो मनी का हो या डेटा का, तो प्राइवेसी पूरी तरह से सुरक्षित रखी जा सकती है अगर आप चाहें, और आप चाहें तो इसको शेयर किया जा सकता है। चीन में इसका उपयोग मुझे लगता है कि क्रिमिनल्स को पकड़ने के लिए भी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और इंटरनेट ऑफ पीपुल को मिला करके कुछ लोगों को उन्होंने चिन्हित किया है, भीड़ में कैसे पकड़ा जा सकता है। अभी हमारे यहाँ इस पर लगता है कि काम प्रारंभ भी नहीं हुआ है। इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स पर जरूर हमारे यहाँ कई महत्वपूर्ण काम हुए हैं और अभी कुछ प्रदर्शन हमने देखे हैं। आने वाले दिनों में यह उपयोगी टेक्नोलॉजी इस देश के लिए भी होगी, लेकिन मैं कह सकता हूं कि पिछले 4-4.5 वर्षों में हमारे मिनिस्ट्री की जो चर्चा कुछ और कारणों से हुआ करती थी, वो चर्चा में कम हो गई है मिनिस्ट्री, क्योंकि जो ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट था उसको हमारी सरकार ने बहाल किया है और कई पॉलिसी डिसीजंस 4-4.5 वर्षों में हम लोगों ने लिए हैं जिसमें हार्मोनाइजेशन ऑफ स्पेक्ट्रम, लिबरलाइजेशन ऑफ स्पेक्ट्रम। और दो बात मैं कहूँगा कि अभी जो नेशनल डिजिटल कम्युनिकेशन पॉलिसी सरकार ने बनाई है, वो भविष्य की चुनौतियों को ध्यान में रखते हुए ब्रॉडबैंड फॉर ऑल, मैंने देश के हर नागरिक को ब्रॉडबैंड की सुविधा उपलब्ध हो, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में यह देश इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में अपना एक स्थान बना सके, और जो ग्लोबल इंडेक्स है उसमें हम 50 के अंदर देश को ले आएँ। मैं मानता हूं कि उपयोगी है। और आज हमने सुबह ही देश भर के सभी राज्यों के आईटी सेक्रेटरीज को बुलाया था और उनसे ये आग्रह किया था कि यही देश का भविष्य है। अभी तक जीडीपी में जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है हमारे सेक्टर का, वो 6% के आसपास है। इस पॉलिसी के कारण हम चाहते हैं कि जीडीपी में हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन 8% होना चाहिए और 40 लाख नए रोजगार इसके माध्यम से हम देश में पैदा कर सकेंगे। एक बात मैं और जोर दे करके कहना चाहता हूं कि 3G और 4G की बस हम मिस कर गए थे, लेकिन 5G की बस मुझे लगता है मिस नहीं करने वाले हैं। और एक हाई लेवल फोरम सरकार ने प्रोफेसर पॉल राज, जो स्टैनफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी के इमेरिटस प्रोफेसर हैं, उनकी अध्यक्षता में बनाया है। सेक्रेटरी टेलीकॉम, सेक्रेटरी माईटी और सेक्रेटरी साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, सभी जो हमारे प्रीमियर इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उनको भी उसके साथ जोड़ा है। और इंडस्ट्रीज के अलावा जो स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं उनके साथ भी, और काम हमने काफ़ी हद तक किया है। कुछ प्रीमियर इंस्टीट्यूशंस में हमने टेस्ट बेड भी स्थापित किया है। भारत सरकार के पैसे से बजटरी सपोर्ट देकर के वो टेस्ट बेड हम इंडस्ट्री के कोलैबोरेशन में बना रहे हैं। और कई एप्लीकेशंस हमारे यहाँ भी लोगों ने डेवलप किया है। अभी आईटीयू ने स्टैंडर्ड क्या होगा ये यूनिवर्सल तय नहीं किया है, लेकिन इस देश में हम किस स्टैंडर्ड पर जाएंगे इसका एक ब्लूप्रिंट हम सब ने बना करके इस कमेटी ने रखा है। 13 ग्रुप हमारे काम कर रहे हैं। तो ये जैसा भी हमारे पूर्व गडकरी जी कह रहे थे कि टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशन ही देश का भविष्य है, वो हमारे सरकार का मुख्य विचार केंद्र है। इस आधार पर हम काम कर रहे हैं। अब क्रिप्टो करेंसी कुछ जगह प्रचलित है, हमारे यहाँ क्या होगी ये भविष्य बताएगा, लेकिन कुछ एक समूह हैं जो इस पर काम कर रहे हैं। और मुझे लगता है कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के क्षेत्र में, आईओटी के क्षेत्र में हमने काफ़ी प्रगति की है। इंटरनेट ऑफ पीपुल अभी एक नई टेक्नोलॉजी है जिस पर काम इस देश में नहीं हुआ है। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि आने वाले दिनों में इस पर भी हम एक सामयिक निर्णय लेकर के इस काम को भी आगे बढ़ाएंगे। मैं पुनः एक बार आपको धन्यवाद देता हूं। नमस्कार।
Manoj will be giving the awards in 2 categories. First, a category that most of us cannot afford, the luxury car of the year.
Yes, they do come with a hefty price tag, but car lovers will say that it's worth every single penny. So here are our nominations.
The winner is Volvo XC60.
Thank you very much, sir. I would request you to please stay on stage for one more category, which is Gadget of the Year.
This category salutes innovation across all popular product genres, from wearables to cameras to televisions and audio products. Let's take a look at the nominations.
Apple Watch Series 4, Nikon Z7 mirrorless camera, Bose Quiet Comfort 35 headphones, Sony Bravia A9F OLED TV, Xiaomi Mi TV 4A Pro 49.
The winner is Sony Bravia A9F.
Thank you very much for being with us here this evening. Can I now please request on stage, Manish, you to come back on stage once again, Praveen Thampi and Azim Lalani, as I introduce our jury to all of you. Our tech jury first, Prasanto Kumar, former Vice President, NASSCOM. Yeah. Ashish Bhatia, editorial consultant and industry veteran. Nimish Dubey, freelance tech journalist. Nishant Padhiyar, editor of Stuff and What Hi-Fi, and Nishant Verma, who's one of India's leading tech photographers. If you're here, could you please all come up on stage?
A big round of applause for our jury, please. Now calling on stage our auto jury. The jury includes Ranojoy Mukherjee, ex-CM, Deputy Director and auto journalist. Jatin Ahuja, Founding and Managing Director of Big Boy Toys Limited. Tutu Dhawan, veteran auto journalist. Dr. Maral Yazarlu Patrick, biker, businesswoman and multiple record holder. Also with us is Kunal Kelkar, India's leading automotive photographer. very much, everybody. Thank you. All right, now we are on to something special. Now, this is possibly something you might have never seen before. Well, you see, it is no secret that technology makes everything better. And to drive home that point, we have someone who is ready to blow your minds away. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause to Mr. Rahul Kharbanda.
Good evening all. I'm Illusionist Rahul Kharbanda and I'm here to take you all on a magical ride, or rather a digital magical ride. Everyone is talking about technology and everyone is adapting latest technologies to excel in their respective fields. And my magic is no different. Even I have experimented with some technology to improvise, I would say, improvise on my magic. Would like to share some of my experience with you all. Technology has helped my magic immensely. Earlier, I used to carry a lot of baggages with me that I have overcome with help of technology. Well, now what I'm doing is I'm carrying all my props now in their digital mode. Oops, sorry. Load करके लेना. तो load. Okay, before we move on, let's create some magic together. So there are a few steps that I would like you all to please follow, and we together will create some magic. So let's start with rubbing our hands together. Yes, I want everyone to please participate. Yes, like this, yes. Then you have to stretch your hands like this. Then next is you have to place your thumbs like this. Yes. Next is this. Then this. Then the thumb down. Then touch. This. Back. Let's do it one more time. Again. One. Stretch. Make sure your hands are parallel and the fingers and thumb are stiff. Yes, like this. Yes. Then this. Thumb down. And this time, yes, like this. Inside, yes. And this time, slowly cross your hands and lock them together. Yes, with your thumb down, with the thumb down, thumb down, thumb down, thumb down. Yes, like this. Now, all you have to just blow on your hand and slowly just turn your hand like this. So, anyone's through? Well, I'll share the secret how this happened actually. Right now we are in a mirror mode. So my right is your, and my left is your. So you do these steps standing in front of mirror and you'll be able to get it through. So do try this at home and please don't injure yourself. There. Okay. So I was saying that it's now the access also to my props is more comfortable. Okay, and as for the prop, it's always safe right here. Okay. Back table, sir. Yes, with your hand on your chin. Yes, you, sir, right? No, behind you. Yes, you. So can you please stand up? Can you take out any 100 rupee note from your pocket, if you have one? Any 100 rupee note? A 100 rupee note, sir. Okay, let's move on to the gentleman on your left. On your left, sir. The same table, the gentleman on your left. Sir, yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, please. You mind standing up, sir? Sorry. Okay. This table, sir. Sir, yes. So please, can you please announce the last 3 digits of your 100 rupee note? 514. You have to keep that 100 rupee note with you. I'll just come back to it, sir. The same note with the last 3 digits, 514. The 100 rupee note with last 3 digits, 514. You confirm, sir, please. I'll just come back to you, sir. Okay. Yes. This row, the gentleman on my left. Yes, you, sir. No, the front table, sir. Your front table, sir. Yes, you, sir. With the mustache. Yes, you. Yes. Would you mind standing, sir, please, for a moment? Yes. Can you please take out your phone, sir, your mobile phone, and please open the phone book. Scroll it all the way to the end, without stopping anywhere, sir. Just scroll it freely. Yes, sir. Without looking, and just all the way to the end. You've reached the end of the phone book, sir. Done. Can you please lock it and place the phone face down? Now, any one name that you recall from your phone book now, any one name. Please go ahead, announce it. Mr. Vikas. Mr. Vikas. Thank you. That table. Second last table, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, you. No, behind. You're behind. Yes, you. Your favorite car. Your favorite car, sir. Your favorite car. Jaguar. Okay, thank you. So you said your favorite car is Jaguar, and so your name in your phone book, Mr. Vikas, and the last 3 digits of your 100 rupee, I don't remember, so 514. All three of you. Have we ever met before? Have I ever met you before, sir? Have we met before? No, okay. So what if I say that the 100 rupee note that you have with the last 3 digits, 514, is the most magical 100 rupee note that you could ever have in your pocket? I'll just prove it. So can I have that 100 rupee note, sir, here? Yes. Because this 100 rupee note with last 3 digits 514. On giving this 100 rupee note 4 folds with last 3 digits 514, last 3 digits as 514. 4 folds, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I said that this is the most magical 100 rupee note that you may find in your pocket, I actually meant with this ₹200 note and not the same 100 rupee note that you mentioned. This is actually a 200 rupee note and not a 100 rupee note. Here. So can you please confirm that this is a real 200 rupee note? Sorry? You have to check it. So you have to check it, sir. It's a real 200 rupee note. Okay. So that's yours, sir. That is yours, sir. That's yours. That's yours, sir. No, that's yours, sir. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I have a little surprise here. Wait. I have a little surprise. I'll just open it. Wait. This reads News18 Tech and Auto Awards 2018. The last 3 digits of your 100 rupee notes, sir. The 100 rupee one, 514, and the name in the phone book, Mr. Vikas, and your favorite car as Jaguar. Okay. Can I have some water to drink? Thank you. Pani de dena thoda sa. Okay, it is said though no magic evening is complete without a card act. Now I have a pack of cards with me. I'd like to someone to please examine the same, sir. Please. You just have to examine the pack, ma'am. And please make sure all the cards are different. Just a normal check. Don't check it too thoroughly. No special pastings, no duplicacy, and just the pack looks normal. Now, since you checked it so thoroughly, do you happen to find any extra cards? No, they're not. Okay, so I'm just shuffling the pack, I'm giving a normal shuffle, and I'm going to run the pack like this. You can stop me anywhere, and wherever you will say stop, I'll stop then and there, and we'll take out that card. Ready? No, I'll go slow this time. Can you please take this card out? You have to show this to everybody except me. None? You have to push that card anywhere in the pack. And you have to shuffle the pack also. Please hold the pack and you have to shuffle it to your satisfaction. Make sure the card is completely lost. Okay. Now here's a very simple display of the effect. I'm just drawing the same card that you have just selected. It's one of my favorite suits is the spades, and the number 2 looks very lucky. And is it the 7 of spades, ma'am? 7 of spades. I've drawn it all the way. It's not your card. You actually showed it to everyone there also. So you are also confirming. I'm sure that you recognize your card, but still confirming, yeah, that's not the card. Is it? Strange. Is it a completely different card or something is matching? Nothing is matching, not even close. Okay. Doesn't happen very often. Anyways, where is that card, the card that you selected right now? Where's the card? It's inside that pack. No, it's inside that pack. You're sure? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. I was supposed to draw the whole of the pack. So my drawn card is also right inside this pack. The card that I drawn, it's also inside this pack. Not magical? No worries, I'll take that card out. Ma'am, your selected card is inside that pack. You're very sure. I'm very sure that my selected card, my drawn card is right inside this pack. I'll just take that out. Ma'am, can you please, do you mind coming here with that pack of cards? And you have to just hold the pack like facing the audience like this. Yes. You're sure that your card is inside that pack. I'm very sure that my drawn card is right inside this pack. I'll just take it out. Can I have some music? Louder? Watch. Thank you. That's for you as a souvenir, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Music louder. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, I conclude my show. Thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed performing for you all, and I hope you too enjoyed my performance. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.
Thanks, Rahul. For our next set of awards, I'm going to invite Mamta Chamarthi, Chief Digital Officer, ZF, on stage, please. This is time for Sedan of the Year, and here are the nominations.
Maruti Suzuki Ciaz, Toyota Yaris, Ford Aspire, Tata Tigor, Honda Amaze.
The winner is Honda Amaze.
Thank you very much. If you could stay on stage for one more. Moving on to the next award, which is Budget Smartphone of the Year under rupees 15,000. And here are the nominations.
Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro, Nokia 6.1 Plus, Realme 2 Pro, Honor 8X, Moto G6.
And the winner is Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro.
So much, Mamta. Thank you very much. Time now to talk about our next category, which is the Commuter Two-Wheeler of the Year. And this was one tough fight.
Absolutely, and rightly so, because the scooters and motorcycles competing in this category truly add a new dimension to the term commuter. So can I please invite Mr. Manish Maheshwari to come on stage and give away the award. The nominations are as follows.
Suzuki Bergman Street 125, Yamaha YZF R15 version 3, BMW G310R, TVS and Torque, Honda Grazia 125.
Okay. And the winner is TVS and TORC and Torque, yeah.
Next award is Computing Device of the Year. You have the conventional laptops, the slim and light laptops, convertibles that can be detached from the keyboard base to use as a tablet, gaming laptops, and hybrid computing devices. That's way too much.
Yeah, but that's the thing. While they may look and behave differently, the mission is the same, to be the best computing device possible. And here are the nominations.
Apple MacBook Pro 15, Microsoft Surface Book 2, HP Spectre X360 13, Dell XPS New 13, MSI GF63 8RD.
Any guesses? Anyone? So the winner is HP Spectre X360.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Manish. Now, moving on to a category that is a big deciding factor when it comes to buying gadgets. And to give away the Design of the Year for technology, may I please invite our jury members, Tutu Dhawan and Prashanta Kumar Roy, on stage. The nominations for Design of the Year for technology are
Apple Watch Series 4, Microsoft Surface Laptop, Apple iPhone XR Product Red, Oppo Find X, Dyson V10 Cyclone Vacuum Cleaner.
Okay, and the winner is the Dyson V10 Cyclone Vacuum Cleaner.
Gentlemen. Well, year after year, the lines between technology and automobiles are getting blurred as both of them are helping each other by being better and more efficient in what they are meant to do. Getting us a perspective on smart mobility solutions is Shivalik Prasad, Executive Director, MapMy India. Could I please request you to come on stage, please?
So, long evening. I can't match up to the magic show. I'm Shivalik. I represent a company called MapMy India. And it's a very interesting show. I've not been to an auto tech show ever in my life. I have been in the automotive industry for all my life, since the start of my career. And I love technology. I've done programming. And from an Indian context, MapMy India was the first company in India to actually bring any kind of software or maps or technology in Indian automotive cars way back in 2009, almost 10 years ago. We've come a long way since then. Our smartphones used to be buttons. Now it's all screens. Buttons are gone. The car industry has almost more than 2.5 times in the last 10 years. And a lot of change is happening. So the speaker before me, Mamta, spoke about mega trends that's happening globally. I personally believe from the Indian perspective, and we have a lot of OEMs, a lot of gadget, folks who enjoy gadgets. Two things will happen in India. One is connectivity, and the other one is electrification. I'm not really sure if autonomous will happen in a big way. And these two things will basically lead to more and more usage. So if you look at this slide, it's an interesting slide. The number of people who are connected to the internet in India, 512 million people, right? And with the advent of Jio that happened over the last couple of years, that number has really moved up. So just to give you perspective what these numbers mean, if you look at France, for example, the population of France is 50 million people. Germany is about 100 million. So almost all of Europe and more is pretty much connected in India, and this number is only going to increase, and these are actual numbers. I'm not talking about the number of like 2 SIM cards or 3 SIM cards or 4 SIM cards. And with this accessibility, there's a huge changing trend in automotive coming up. So I don't think car industry is going to die in India. I'm very, very bullish on the car industry in India. You have to keep things in perspective. Very few people in India drive cars. Most people in India drive two-wheelers. And if you look at the numbers, we have about 12 million plus two-wheelers being sold, about 2.5 million odd cars. That number will keep increasing. As a percentage of population, it is really, 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 really small. It is nothing. If you look at US, or if you look at China, or look at Germany, Japan, It's a very small number. So what has happened in the last 3-4 years? The last 3-4 years have been very exciting in the Indian automotive industry from connectivity perspective. We have gone from just normal music playing to streaming music in every car. Almost everyone listens to some kind of streaming music. Static data has gone to dynamic data. So one of the biggest problems you have in India right now is parking. If you drive your own car, you have to figure out where to park. Most people don't have a problem with driving. Most of people have a problem with parking, especially in places like Bangalore or Mumbai. And the next thing that we're seeing is car-to-car communication. That's again a big thing. Every OEM is working on it. New spectrum is being released. That's something that's coming up. So connected car. It's all about providing the right information at the right time. And the one thing I believe in from all of this is convenience. If a product is not convenient and it doesn't serve your purpose, no one's going to use it. How good the technology is, it doesn't matter. So there are 4 broad things on the connected car. One is convenience. The other one is safety. The third one is community. And the fourth one is efficiency. So what if you look at from an Indian point of view, most of us don't drive a car single, our parents, kids, family, friends, so community kicks in. Efficiency, we all care about fuel prices. We're always looking for a discount. The moment petrol prices go up, it's a problem for the government. Safety, as Shri Nitin Gadkari ji spoke a little time ago, safety is a big problem in India. The number of accidents, if I drive a lot from Mumbai to Pune, I live in Mumbai, and every time I drive Mumbai-Pune, I see at least one accident, right? And that number keeps going up as the number of cars go up. So from a convenience point of view, what do people look for in a connected car from an Indian perspective, right? We are looking at traffic. So before you drive your car, the first thing you see is, which road has the least amount of traffic? Weather, if you're living in Mumbai or Kerala, is it raining, is it not raining? As EVs are becoming more and more popular, if you have EV two-wheelers, just to give you perspective, there are tens and tens, if not hundreds of two-wheeler companies that have come up in India in the last 2 years, and most of them are in the electric space. They're not petrol and they're not gas. You share your location, that's very common. Get ETA. So if you're meeting up with someone, one of the things that you want to know is, when are you reaching, guys? You keep asking, you keep calling, you keep doing WhatsApp and say, okay, where are you, when are you reaching? So ETA is another thing. And the new one, which is insurance, which has become mandatory in India. You have to have insurance, and government is getting strict about it. So convenience attracts users. So just having a nice-looking electronic screen on the head unit is not going to cut it out anymore, especially from an Indian point of view, because we are all mobile-centric. The new numbers today morning that came out, Indians are the 5th largest gaming country in the world. We're always playing video games. Average user in India uses the mobile phone about 3.5 to 4 hours every day. That's the average usage. High usage must be much, much more, right? If you look at the amount of data we consume, we are one of the largest consumers of internet data in the world, and that number just keeps going up and up and up. Efficiency. Can I save money? How can I do my car? How can I get my brakes changed cheaply, right? We're always looking for some, Indians are deal people. We're always looking for deals. We're always looking for value for money in whichever way we can get it done, right? So efficiency saves money and keeps users relaxed. Safety. This is an interesting concept. If you look at the average age in India, again from an Indian perspective, if you look at Germany, the average age there is around 48. In India, the average age is in the 20s, early 20s. More and more people are coming on the road and they're driving. And normally when you're younger, you drive faster, you're more reckless. You're trying to do more stunts, you're trying to make someone impressed. Safety takes a back seat. So how do you get alerts on your phone? How do you engage between the automotive or the two-wheeler or your car and your mobile phone? So something interesting we did with Ntorq, they are one of the first connected bikes or scooters in India. That trend will become a mega trend from an Indian perspective. Community. Very interesting. So I like cars, as I said, and if you go to India, if someone has a flat tire, how many of you have you ever changed a flat tire in your life? If anyone, raise up your hands. Very few hands, right? Almost only 10% of the room. Most people, if I ask in this room, do not know how to change the flat tire anymore. The concept is history. They just wait, they say, okay, I'll pay someone 50 rupees and can you change the tire for me, right? Or they leave the car, take an Ola, go home, and they say, okay, you know, my car is broken, it has a flat tire, can someone get it towed up? So flat tire, bad roads, construction, violence. So as the communication increases, the concept of community becomes bigger and bigger. We are one of the most active users of Facebook and WhatsApp in the world. And we're always sharing, always, you know, Instagramming, always, you know, sending messages. So community and car, because on the average, if you take Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore, an average person spends around 3.5 hours commuting every day to maybe 4 hours. Bangalore may be a little higher if you take it. So what are we doing in this space? And why am I excited about this whole, you know, the electrification and the, you know, connectivity piece? So we built something called the MSP, Map India Smart Mobility Platform, which basically says, okay, we'll have a bunch of devices or hardware that will sit in these automotive vehicles. We have something called maps. We'll have applications or software that will run on this. We'll have an IoT platform, which is basically Internet of Things. So there'll be a large server platform which will, you know, consume data. And we'll work with different partners. So look at how the maps of the future are going to look like. You'll have navigation, which everyone uses. Either use Google or use Map India. You use it on your phones or your cars. You'll have high-definition maps. So essentially, you should be able to know that a sharp curve is coming up, or you should know that a school is coming up, or you should know that a speed breaker is coming up. You should be able to brake. No surprises, right? You need a lot of live data and historical data. So if you look at traffic today, and all of us use traffic on our mobile phones on a daily basis, but the alternate routes are no better than the current routes. If you're going home in the evening and there are two ways to go home, one route says 1 hour, 10 minutes, the other one says 1 hour, 17 minutes. The other route does not say half an hour, right? Very different from, let's say, if you're in Dallas in the US. So how you consume and generate traffic data will be very different than how you consume it for the international cities. And dynamic maps, you know, maps keep changing. So every time, you know, if anyone from Bangalore or visited Bangalore, by the time we finish mapping Bangalore, all the roads change. Some cop comes over there, puts 2 drums, someone digs up a road. It just changes, every day changes, right? So it has to be dynamic and it has to be real time, which is very different from what happens in Berlin or what happens in San Francisco and what happens in London. Location-based connected APIs, right? Fuel pricing. Right now, fuel is static, but think about it. You know, our minister came and talked about electrification. I'm aware that, you know, 7 OEMs are each launching at least 4 to 5 platforms, which will all be electric. Every car will have an electric variant. And this location-based information becomes very important. How do you charge? So you're putting devices together, and this is us and our partner ecosystem, connecting it to the cloud with different types of devices, and building applications on top of it. All these applications are not being built by us. A lot of them are being built by our partners and the OEMs themselves, and we are helping. So in the new age of connected solutions, you know, be positive from an Indian point of view that the number of car sales is only going to keep going up and up and up. It's not going to go down. If you look at the two-wheeler industry, that is the future of the four-wheeler industry. Two-wheelers were barely a small number in 1980s. Today it's, you know, 12, 13, 14 million vehicles being sold every year. And you know, find partners, the space that you operate in. All of you are related somehow to technology or automotive in this room. You know, be active in that space and kind of work with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prasad. Time now for one of the biggest awards of the night, Motorcycle of the Year. This category takes everything that a motorcycle has to offer into consideration. Design, innovation, oomph, essentially the full package.
Yes, and to do the honors, I would like to invite our jury members, Dr. Maral Yazalu Patrick and Ashish Bhatia, on stage. The nominations for Motorcycle of the Year is as follows.
Ducati Panigale V4S, Suzuki GSX S750, Indian Scout Bobber, Kawasaki Z900, Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster.
And the winner is Ducati Panigale V4S.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Maral. Now to a category that touches us every minute of our existence. Before we buy a phone, we want to know how good the camera on it is. That's the strange new world we live in.
Absolutely. Social media is on the rise, and we are constantly clicking everything under the sun, quite literally. What we're talking about is the best camera phone of the year. And to give this award, I would like to invite Nimish Dubey and Ronojoy Mukherjee on stage. A huge round of applause, please. The nominations for Best Camera Phone of the Year are as follows.
Apple iPhone XS Max, Google Pixel 3 XL, Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, Huawei P20 Pro, OnePlus 6T.
Really, this is amazing. This is the Huawei P20 Pro. Congratulations.
So our next category is the Design of the Year for automobiles. And to present this award, I would like to call on stage our jury members, Mr. Kunal Kelkar and Mr. Nishant Sharma. I'm sorry, and Mr. Nishant Verma. And the nominations are as follows.
Audi RS5, TVS RR310, Volvo XC40, Range Rover Velar, Ducati Panigale V4.
And the winner is Audi RS5.
Thank you, Kunal. Thank you, Nishant. Now to a category that was super popular in 2018, the SUV and MPV segment. These cars offer immense practicality and capability and can take on severe and several driving conditions without breaking a sweat.
And let's not forget the sheer road presence that these cars have on road and how good looking all of these are. To give away this award, may I please call upon Jatin Ahuja
Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we have come to the end of this edition of the Tech and Auto Awards. We thank you for joining us tonight and look forward to catching you once again next year.
May we now request you all to join us for drinks and dinner at Plaza Terrace Garden. Have a good night.
These machines can zoom from 0 to 100 in seconds. These gadgets let you experience the world on your couch. At the core of both is cutting-edge technology, and this is our passion. For the first time in India, experience the finest blend of technology and automobiles in the Tech and Auto Show. Watch it at these times on CNN News 18.
The world is at the beginning of a digital revolution. Life is going digital. In the journey of time, there come a few life-changing movements. Geo